everybody, this is Chuck, and I just want to say thank you for stopping by the channel. We're going to start off with a little discussion about Craigslist, and you got to stay with me. You're going to get a hoot out of this, I guarantee it. So I got some emails here. So if you follow me, I recently bought a 7-inch South Bend shaper, and I thought I'm going to go fishing and see if I can sell it for a good dollar amount. And so I put it on Craigslist. Well, I get a response, says, "Hello, I'm really interested in your shaper. When can I come see it? Would this machine be good for doing model making? Thanks, Jim Brunel, B-R-U-N-E-L. And there's a phone number, says text OK." And I think I started to call the number and I hung up. I go, Craigslist stuff, you get a bunch of odd things. And the email, and it says the name is Isambard, Isambard Brunel, but it says thank you, Jim. So anyway, I respond to it. And I said, hey, call me, and put my phone number. What is it about model making? I don't understand it, right? So I put my phone number, and the response comes back, another email, same fella. Does the machine come with drill bits for cutting? Thanks, Jim. So I read that and I go, I guess this guy doesn't know what a shaper is. So I write back, do you know how a shaper works? If not, I suggest you watch some YouTube videos. He didn't want to call and talk to me about it, so just saying, hey. So I get a response back from him, and it says, oh wow, you don't need to be a dick about it. You want to sell this thing or what? I'm kind of perplexed. I don't respond. Nothing goes on. Life on Craigslist. Well, there's more to the story, okay? Don't leave me now. So a couple days later, I'm watching Ox Tool. If you watch me, of course you watch Ox Tool, Tom Lipton. And he had a nice Monday night meatloaf. And in that he showed a grinding fixture that was really unique and somebody had given to him. So in the comments, I write, nice fixture, thanks, enjoyed. Tom responds, you don't need to be a dick about it. Love, Tom. I go, what the hell was that about? I'm trying to figure it out, and I watched this at 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning. I can't figure it out. I don't know what the hell he's doing. So I leave it alone. I don't answer him. And I think 2 days later, I get a text message from Tom. And he says, did you sell your shaper? So I respond in the text message. And I tell him the story I just read to you. Basically, kind of the conversation, and it comes back from him. It says, was the guy's name Jim? Well, of course the guy's name was Jim, because Jim is Tom. He got me. He pranked my ass. He got me good. And the worst part about it is I can't remember if I was texting him or if we were talking. I think I was texting him. But he heard the whole litany back from me about what this Jim was saying. So he was just hook, line, and sinker, just reeling in and just loving it that I got to tell him the same damn story. So anyway, beware of Ismail Brunel, or Isambard, I don't know. Beware of him if he shows up on your emails. Good old Tom. Still love you, Tom. And if you go way back in time in my videos, Tom was in the shop one day. It was actually right back here when I used to have a surface grinder. I moved a surface grinder back in here where the 10EE is right now. And he came over to help me, and I went in the house to do something, and I had built a toe jack, kind of a replica of an Interpack heavy unit. And I actually did a video, and I named it after a friend that got sick and passed, and because that guy was so tough, I named the tool after him. Mitchell, Steve Mitchell. And boy, that guy suffered. But Tom had left, and I walked out in the shop, and here on the side of this unit that was painted in orange was a big lettering with the felt marker China down the side. So he left his mark there. Anyway, so behind me is the Industro-Lite Mill. I got some quick video here. I got a rotary table from Vevor, a 4-inch rotary table that I asked him to send to me. And we're going to have a little discussion about setting it up and making a pallet for it. Right now the pallet's over on my mill to do the final drilling. Hopefully maybe I get that in tonight's video, maybe not. Anyway, as always, I hope you stuck with me this far. A few minutes of the machine, and we'll move on. Thanks again for your time. So we're over here at the Industro-Lite Mill. It's you can see it's got the vertical head over there on the wall just hanging, and it's also a horizontal mill, and I'm trying to set it up for doing some horizontal work that I want to do. And on the table right now is a rotary table that came to me from Vevor. Comes with a booklet and a precision rotary table, and they also have a tilting rotary table also. It also is a dividing head unit also. It comes with the plates for dividing head and the handles, all the fixtures to create a dividing head out of it. My current issue here is I like putting aluminum pallets on top of the rotary table so I can just bolt into it, or if I typically try not to get into the aluminum, but you can, and you can always dust it off. So this is a piece of aluminum that I have. It's 5.5 inches in diameter, and the actual table is it's a 4-inch table. So I think it's a nice piece for it. The unit has a Morse taper 2 center hole. So I keep everything. And so I was thinking about it, and I says, oh, I've got a Morse taper 2 shank that was off of something, and sure enough I went down in the drawer where I keep everything and boom, pulled it right out. It's amazing how you can remember you have a little part like this. So I'm going to machine this. So I've got a Morse taper 2 to Morse taper 2 holder, so I can put it in the lathe, and then I'll machine off that end, and I'm going to machine it off so it's flush with the top of the rotary table, so that way I can drop it in and it'll have a center hole in it, and I can center up my pallet on it. So that's the plan, and I'm not going to show you any machining on this, but that's where I'm going, and we'll bring you back on it. I also have some T-nuts in here. I've made them for the actual unit down here. So I've got multiple T-nuts, and how many I'm going to use I'll decide. The other thing while we're here is you can see there's a dial indicator here, and I made a little bracket on the table, and so that way I can move the magnet up and down and have a Z height reading with an indicator rather than reading the hand dial here. So I think this could be a nice little feature to using the mill. So there it is in the adapter. Basically fleshed it off. Let's see if it's short enough. Perfect. Yep, I like it. So pop that back out of there and start working on getting the plate lined up with this. Get everything squared up and get the pallet mounted on it. So I have the vertical head back on the machine, and rotary table's on the table. I've got it pinned. I used a square and just checking it with a dial indicator, and it's square to the travel. So next we'll get an indicator in here and find center of the rotary table. So I've got the spindle lined up on the center here, just checking it. I haven't done the table yet. Let's see what the table does. Now there's 2, there's 5 thou, 4 thou. And we're coming back to our 0 right there. We're pretty much where we were. The curiosity, let's check this. So we're still showing 0, 0, 0 all the way around, which means the Morse taper must be off, or the table's off. Let's see. Do it again. Yep. Well, I've got this unit mapped out, and basically plus 2 thou on that side, minus 1 thou on this side. So not bad. I mean, you look at it across the 4 inches, and plus 1 thou here and 0 over here where we started, and pretty much stayed 0, and it followed the plus. As this side plus, the spindle indicated the movement. So all in all, it's a pretty tight unit. So we'll continue on and get the pallet on top of it. Okay, got the outside of the pallet cleaned up. I did switch to a 2-flute end mill. Did a little cleaner job than that 3-flute carbide. Next is to do some indexing on top of the unit, and we'll get set up for that. So here I'm just putting 90-degree lines in the plate. So for right now, the pallet's finished on this machine. I do like putting the indexes in it. It just makes it simpler when you're trying to line up a part. And these will work good for going ahead and drilling and tapping holes for the hold downs. I'll end up doing that over in the mill. But anyway, so all in all, the little rotary unit worked nice, very repeatable, and the locks worked great. Everything about it, really happy with the machine. Nice little unit. So just for the heck of it, I just went all the way around just to check it after all the machining that I just did, just curious to see how it run out, if the run out changed on the rotary table or not, and it's like a half a thou. It's like next to nothing. So really good. And just a little tip, when you're using a rotary table, it's really handy just to put a rag on the handle you do not want to touch. If you can raise your table handle, if it comes off on a Bridgeport, yeah, you take that off, and then put a rag on the handle you don't want to touch. It's just so easy to reach down and grab the wrong handle, and you got a good bozo going. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed the video. Really happy with the little Vevor rotary table, and you'll be seeing more of it here in the future.